Hey guys, Pastor Mike, and I wish I could be with you guys tonight, but I got my times wrong on a wedding. I'm helping with sound, and so I'm really sorry that I have to miss tonight. And I caught it this morning, actually late last night. Told Steve, I'm like, oh no, I'm in a pickle. So I just want to say, first of all, thank you guys so much for your faithfulness. Like what the Lord is doing in our Compassion Center is it's just amazing. Our team from Emmaus, they brought their sixth graders, and they brought four of them, and they do this every so often. And said so. They do projects like this, and so they came to Tulsa on Saturday. And of all the things they've done over the past year, I said, so what's been your favorite project? And they said, being here today. So thank you so much for the impact you're making, not just on our neighbors and our friends, but the churches that are coming. And I just want to encourage you too that your efforts are not in vain. Like sometimes you're like, man, I'm weary, I'm tired, and I'm not for sure, is this really worth it? And I just want to encourage you, it is. So don't grow weary in doing good. God's doing a great work. And I just feel like we've really gotten started with our compassion ministry. You know, I would say we're ready for the next phase. So I wanted to share this really kind of the vision of moving forward where our compassion center is going to be and what it needs to do. And again, thankful for Steve and Christine and their leadership and all that they've done. And so what our hope in moving forward is we're going to continue with showers. We're going to continue with laundry and clothing and food. And those are all really good things. But even those things really aren't the point of the Compassion Center. And you should have one of these here. And so what I want to try to do, and I know there's a lot of information on there, but I wanted to encapsulate really the best, what the purpose of our Compassion Center is. And so it says we meet needs, build relationships, lead people to Christ. And that's really the point. It's not just meeting needs, it's not just building relationships, but it's all three, but culminating into leading people to Christ. And we can never forget that. That's our whole purpose of being here. Food is good. All those are great things. But if they leave without Jesus or leave this earth without Jesus, man, they're spending an eternity separated from God. And so our heart in all of this is that every person would have a name and a story. And I love what's happening in the follow-up, and Bev and Scott in going to funerals and following up. And I want people to be known like Cheers, where everybody knows your name. I want us to be the local Cheers. Is that when our neighbors come through the door, they just aren't another person or a number, but they are legitimate. And we are so thrilled to see them. And so I would hope every person who leaves our doors every Saturday would know that they're known. And then two is every need is an opportunity for the gospel. And then every interaction moves towards discipleship. And so it's not just about getting through the doors and giving them something, but our hope is they would come to know Christ and that this would be a place for them to be discipled. And so the Compassion Center exists to reflect the love of Jesus by serving our neighbors in practical ways that open the door to the gospel. And I hear week in and week out how many people we've prayed for, and that's been amazing from where we started to today. And so I think that next step for us as a Compassion Center is taking that next step of being bold and inviting people into a relationship with Jesus. And I know there's people who go to other churches that are saved, all those things, but I'm excited about that. And then care, connect, and change. We meet immediate needs with compassion and respect, where their needs are met, and then through those needs are met, walls come down, and then trust begins. And then two, connecting them, building relationships, and not just a Saturday morning thing, but I would love to see this expand to inviting them into a local body, whether a house church or Red Fork or us starting something. And we've kind of got a good start with what Scott and Bev are doing in the evenings. And so I would love to see us even move towards some sort of gathering on a regular basis. And so what we want to get to know people, walk with them through life's challenges. We want to see people return. We want deeper conversations to happen. And as a result, spiritual openness to increase. And then we'll hope that we see life change, that we would share the hope of Jesus and invite people into a new life in Him. So that's really the aim through all of this, that people would come to know Jesus. They would get connected, be discipled, and get connected to one of our campuses, either at Red Fork or one of our house churches, or us to start a gathering there in our Compassion Center. So, and then on the left, there's the circle there. Okay, it's basically all of these things are pretty much saying the same thing. Okay, but just a different slant on them, and so it kind of encapsulates the whole vision. And so we want to meet needs, where this is compassion in action, through our showers, our laundry, our clothing, and our food pantry. And what we want to do is we want to establish a team leader for each team, because we're going to grow. We are growing to where it can't just be all on Steve and Christine's shoulders. And so what I've asked them to do is who's going to be the leader, the team leader over those particular ministries: showers, laundry, clothing, food, job coaching, and so all of those things. That way, there's a team that operates as a team under the leadership of Steve and Christine. And so he'll be talking more about that. And then building relationships. The whole aim for all of these things is to build relationships and move from transaction to transformation. And that includes coaching conversations. So this is where the job coaching, and then coaching. We've got some of our ladies that want to do some, I would say, coaching. Careful to use the word counseling, but how do we help people move beyond just getting needs? How do we move them to take their next step? And then also, how do we encourage them to be a part, to come back and help us volunteer? So building relationships through coaching, through those personal conversations, through our volunteer teams, and then consistent weekly engagement. And then, of course, leading people to Christ, which is the true mission, having spiritual conversations, having those prayer moments, and then invitation into a community. And so that's kind of the point. So compassion really is as it says here, compassion is the doorway. Discipleship is the destination. It's helping them know Christ and make Him known. And then on the bottom there, we cite kind of a map, and this will be similar to, as I'll share with Church Inside Out. Kind of our purpose is explore, experience care and community, for them to come in and explore who we are, and then begin those spiritual conversations. And then our aim is to help equip them with God's word. And so some of this is happening through the chosen, and then engage, live out their faith, and then empower them. So I would hope to see that as people come through our doors, months, maybe a year or so down the road, that we engage them and empower them, not just to receive, but to give back. And so that's really the heartbeat of our compassion ministry moving forward, is moving from just meeting needs, because we can enable people just through that, but we want to lead them to Christ and help them move beyond where they are, move them out of their brokenness to hope and healing. And it's all based upon Mark 9:36. When He saw the crowds, He had compassion on them because they were confused and helpless, like a sheep without a shepherd. Again, you guys are doing just a fantastic job, and thank you for building such great relationships. And so I believe that Lord wants us to plant more through their compassion ministry. Some of the other things that we're going to be talking about is over the course of the next few months, with the hope of officially grand opening in August, but between now and then, for us to meet as a team on a regular basis to talk through, of course, establishing the team leaders and empowering those team leaders to facilitate and determine the best way to do their ministry under the leadership of Steve and Christine. And then a couple of questions is, how do we, moving forward, how can we take care of the needs of the Compassion Center? Electric, the food, the coffee that we're going to eventually get going. How can we make it where it supports itself. So those are the conversations we're going to have over the next few months, which includes also the washer and dryers. What will we charge, how much? And so that's a conversation that we're going to be having. I don't know if that will all happen tonight, but over the next few months for us to have those conversations to where we can really help people. And then third is creating a compassion cohort through Mobile Missions University. As we get more volunteers who want to lead, have them go through some sort of training we want to move beyond just giving stuff out to enabling in them and empower them to get out of their brokenness. So moving towards, number one, educating ourselves to help people get out of bondage, get out of brokenness, and moving beyond, enabling them to stay where they are, to moving out of that and finding freedom and hope through Christ and through the job coaching. So I know Scott has talked through that, and all of that's going to be formed over the next few months. Probably won't be able to get everything formed tonight but we wanted to just bring all of our leaders together and say, hey, moving forward, this is the direction. And in that, it's going to, we're going to learn as we go. But what the Lord has been doing over these past 3 years is establishing a team. And so that's why we specifically invited you to be a part of the team moving forward. So that way it's not all on Steve and Christine's shoulders, and it hasn't been, but we can have defined leadership, and that we have smaller lanes so that people know, okay, I'm over this, and I'm responsible to Steve and Christine for this. And then we know who to go to. Who do I need to go to when it comes to showers? Who do I need to go to when it comes to laundry? And then are we going to open up more than Sunday morning? Those are conversations we are having, will have. I wouldn't recommend us doing every day, every night out of the chute. I would say let's open up one more day. But that's the conversations that we need to have. And in this, I think with the conversations, we all have a lot of ideas. And for us just to be on the same page and be gracious in our conversation with one another. And then also who's going to be, of course, Miss Pat and Miss Uda are great at the clothing closet. And then who's going to be officially over the food pantry, that point person. So those are some of the conversations that we wanted to have tonight. And again, set the vision and moving forward. And we will continue to talk through this, but really just wanted to, this is kind of the direction we're headed. Again, moving beyond enabling people just to keep receiving, to how do we help them move out of their brokenness, to find hope, to find healing, to find help, and find Christ. So, again, wish I could be there with you tonight, but I'm so thankful for you. Thanks for the work that you're doing. God bless you.